Hey folks, welcome to another Triple T Thursday. For those just joining us, that's tools, tips, and talk, where we'll discuss info for the knife maker. In today's episode, it's going to be a quick one, but we're going to keep going on the bowie for the intermediate series. So this one, again, this is teaching you a little more advanced techniques of doing a hidden tang. So in this episode, we're going to be doing the false edge on the top, surface grinding it, and then putting in the primary bevels. Let's get at it. All right, so we're picking up from last week. This is where we were at. First thing I'm going to do is surface grind this. If I just look, I think it's pretty close. I mean, the tang is a little off, but it's actually correct on this side. So we're probably going to start on this side, level it out. The tang's pretty thick, so anyway, we're going to get it all nice and clean on the surface grinder and then go from there. I've said it many times and I still believe it. The surface grinding attachment should be the very first attachment you get for your 2x72 grinder. If you don't have one of these, you're really just going to be using a magnet up against the platen. I suggest either you go buy one of these, or if you want to build one, here's a link to a video in the corner where you can go build one yourself. Alright, so we got it all surface ground. There's a little piece that's not flat here, but that's fine. The bevel's going to take that out anyway. What we're interested in now is to put the false edge in. We want to do this while the blade is still at full thickness, because if you put a bevel here and then you try to match them, it just doesn't work. So do it when the blade is full thickness. We're simply going to put layout fluid here, draw a center line, and then we're going to just tilt our tilting rest, or you can use a jig, whatever you're going to do, and we're just going to grind to that center line. Now, because our clip is curved, we can't just do this up against a platen, either horizontal or vertical, because of course we got a curve here. So I've set this up with the 10-inch wheel. We're going to put that horizontal, and then we'll be able to get this curve. So I happen to have the Broadbeck tilting rest. If you don't have a tilting rest, just rig yourself up some little jig with angle iron. The actual angle you do this on isn't really that important. I think I do it around 60 degrees, but using the rest or a jig, it'll be the same on both sides, and that's what's important. So there's the false edge done. The most important part you're looking for is that the two pieces, the two sides meet up exactly right here. And then when you look at the tip here, it's hard for you guys to see it, that they meet up. And this one, of course, I've got different amounts taken off here. So you just got to trust where your center line was. But make sure that they're symmetrical right here and up here. Now I'm going to draw my bevel line on here and start grinding. Now on this kind of bowie knife, unlike hunters, because we've got a guard, I'm going to bring the plunge line here. So this part will be sharp. Okay, but we've got a guard to protect us anyway. So it's probably I'm gonna make this one come up to about there, and then something like that. It might go up a little higher, we'll see. And this is why you always use layout lines. You can see that the lines look much closer to that side, but it's because there's more of a bevel hammered in on this side than there is on this side. So I know these are centered within the whole blade. So make sure you draw yourself lines.
Just like I teach in the beginner series in the intro to grinding, I'm using the rest, and here I'm using a used belt just to put that initial bevel in. Now I moved on to a brand new belt just to get nice crisp bevels. I'm using W2 here, which is a fast quenching steel, so I do kind of want to get it a little thinner, but my main goal here is to get the bevels symmetrical on both sides. I don't want to warp.
So here it is after initial grinding. Some things to watch out for when you're doing the surface grind. Make sure that you get full thickness on the ricasso here. Okay, you don't want this to be any thinner. This has got to be the full thickness. I always preheat treat. I always kind of go up to the point or even a little short, because then I know I'm going to push this when I grind post heat treat, probably to about here. Okay, and on this one, I don't know if I'm going to leave a flat spot up here. I may just go almost all the way to the top and then curve it here, but I'll do that on the final grind. The most important part, of course, is to get these bevels very symmetrical, and that pay attention to how much you've taken off. Like these are the same heights, and that you got the same thickness on the spine, and that'll help you prevent a warp. So we are ready for heat treat. Since this is W2, we'll be following the W2 heat treat specs. I will be putting a hamon on this, so we will be claying it, but first we're going to do our normalization, our grain refinements, and our anneal. So next, I'm going to do this, and the next episode we'll talk about clay and hardening. Thanks, folks. See you on the next one.